Hi, my name is Shereem Herndon-Brown, founder and chief education officer, Strategic Admissions Advice. And in this week, we're going to talk about what you may want out of a college admissions experience and what an institution may want out of a college admissions class. With the class of 2023 in our rearview mirror, I want the class of 2024, class of 2025, high school students and parents to understand that institutions will always have their priorities. That means that if they are looking for that particular year, a women's lacrosse player or a trombonist for their band, they're trying to craft a class. And your child may not fit what they're looking for this year. I'm not saying that to be negative. What I want you to do is to be honest with yourself and to think about what your child can bring to a college campus and if they need it. How do you find that out? You talk to professionals who are engaged in the process and speaking with admissions officers or calling the admissions office yourself and asking them, is there something in particular that your school is looking for this year that maybe is not a good match for your child? I want to be very clear. This newfound idea that applying to 20 schools, particularly REACH schools, is not a good formula. I'm seeing too many kids try to throw snowballs or spaghetti on the wall to see what sticks to try to get into a great school. That's not it. Understand your child, understand the institution, and decide if they're a good match. They may not be. If you're looking at selective colleges and universities, I need you parents to take your ego out of this process and not think of safety schools as the same safety schools that they were 30 years ago. Colleges are great institutions that sometimes do not, a lot of time, don't have enough availability to satisfy everyone. I really want you to think about applying to the right schools for the right reasons and understanding that colleges will always prioritize their needs and not necessarily consider what you want. Great example. This past year, two prospective clients, I'll call them, came to us after the process. They were seniors in the class of 2023, and they came to us for help because they were waitlisted at several places. Unfortunately, during their process, particularly in regular decision, they applied to the wrong schools. They figured, hey, once had high testing and thought that would be the in at some of the schools that they were applying to. What happened that, particularly as a regular decision applicant, they were pretty typical in a very selective school bucket, and that their scores were not enough to help them to get in. Another kid had a ton of great activities. The resume was rich, but the transcript was okay. Now, again, these are very selective schools, the top 25, top 50. If you're going to let this process be predicated on the U.S. News and World Report rankings, then you're going to do you. But you need to understand that everybody else is looking at those same rankings and everybody else is applying to the same schools, and it's going to be hard for your kid to get in. So what I really want you to do is to think about who your kid is and for them to apply to the right schools for the right reasons. Think about what the institution may need. How do you find that out? Again, consult with us, consult with your school counselor. Try to identify schools that may want your kid, who can contribute to their school, who want your kid to contribute to them. Okay? Do not let this process be predicated exclusively on what everybody else is thinking. Your desires and the institutional needs are two very different things. I want to encourage you to set up a discovery call with us. Why? Because I want to personally meet you online for a strategy session. The first step is to have a discovery call, and then we can connect for a strategy session, and I can begin to help you to understand how this process works. Additionally, if you want us to create a college list for you, we have a program called College List Builder. Ultimately, I've learned a lot through this past year, and a lot of data will support a lot of the things that I will share with you when we have a strategy session. Ultimately, you want your kid to apply to the right schools for the right reasons and not allow selectivity, rankings, or your neighbor's sweatshirt that their kid is wearing to dictate your kid's process. Let your kid be unique. Allow them to apply to the right schools for the right reasons, and your kid will win in this college application process. All right? So please, set up a discovery call. Looking forward to meeting you.